when we smile, we can feel that we are smiling. We can feel our face. We can do many things. Feeling, when you're feeling your smiling face, what tool do you use for feeling? Using the mind. We use the mind to feel. Staying with Om and Chin for the past few days, explain to them. Feeling the body, we need the mind to feel. You can put your hand at the back. You can do many things. You can't see by your eyes, but you can feel. You can feel. You feel by what? The movement of the body can be felt by the mind. The mind is the center of many things. Many things. Many things. Therefore, Buddhism talk a lot about the mind. The mind. In the old day, in the Buddha time, the mind is named Citta. Citta, the mind is the same. The mind cannot touch. Nobody can touch. Nobody can see. But we know there is a mind. We know it exists. Because without the mind, this body can't move. Scientists understand only the brain. But since the Buddha time, the Buddha said the brain is just, we're using nowadays words, it's just the office of the mind. All the neuron, everything. And he even explained further, my teacher, Ajahn Jamnian, said the mind contains many things. Many of us have encountered with deja vu. Deja vu. Something is happened already. Sometime it's happened again. But it's never happened, but we experienced it already. We saw it. We felt it already. Now it's happened. It's really in front of you. And they said this phenomena, deja vu. This is also the function of the mind. The mind sometimes sensing or knowing something that we don't know before. So Buddhism talks mostly about the mind. The mind can deja vu, the mind can dream. The body sleep, the brain rests. The brain rests. And then suddenly, sometime, not sometime, many times or most of the time we dream. We dream. Dreaming in meditation circle is the same as thinking. Thinking when we awake. We think, we do this, do that. Thinking when we awake. Dreaming is when the body rests. It's the same thing. It's a function of the mind. The mind brings us here and there. The body is just the office. The reason that I raised this topic, feeling, knowing, and mindful living, because without feeling, then we don't know. Human beings love the most. We love our body. We love this body. We love our body. We please our body a lot. Everybody. We worry a lot about this body. And we try to find all sorts of pleasure to entertain this body. And then we also grow up to make sure and secure that when we grow up, we're going to be happy. Happiness is the mind function. Happiness. Our finger cannot be happy or suffer. But the mind is the one who feels. Many people, when I was young, in Thailand, when I was young, we have the theater that show 2 films in one session. So you pay just one session and then they show 2 films continuously. It's a promotion, you can watch 2 movies. So watch. Oh, for what? To entertain the mind. But the eye and the body, after 4 hours, in the cinema, you walk out. It's not good for your eyes. It's not good for your body. But so what? Happiness is the mind. Oh, a lot of fun, but very tired. So, entertaining, actually we entertain the mind. But again, human beings love most the body and the mind. But what we forget most is this body and this mind. When we walk, we do not recognize that we are walking. When we brush our teeth, we're thinking, oh my float, we are not in this body. We are somewhere, we are at the office, we are on the road. We are head to the problem today. So, it's not here. It's in the world of thoughts and thinking. Thinking here and there, here and there. We are eating. Most of the time we are eating the future and the past. We do not eat food. The body takes food, but the mind runs into the future. Sometimes run back into the past. So this is human being, forget most, this body and this mind. When we drive a car, suddenly someone has in front of you, very quickly, very ugly, very unlawful. What happened to you? Angry, yes, yes, yes. Even, just 3 days ago in Sydney, one of our friends were driving and this incident happened. And he respect me. I'm a monk, so he respect me. He know that I would. But he opened the window this side and about to. Can't control. I said, slow down. Let him go, let him go. It's okay, it's okay. The body is in the car, is driving. The mind is not here. The mind did not realize that inside this body there is a tremendous amount of anger in here. We don't know. We just know that you are wrong. You need to get something back. We just know that. In the world of thinking, we forget this body and our beloved mind, that we wanted to be happy. We forget. We just know that, hey. Oh, luckily that he still listened to me. Because another driver was on my side, he's on this side. So if the bang happened, it's really on my side. So we didn't know, whole life we know, since childhood we teach our children that anger is not good, anger is bad. We should not get anger easily, illogically. We all know since we were young. But up to 50, 60, 80, 70, 90 years old, still getting angry, still get irritated, still cranky, still is the same thing, is the same root. We call the root of anger. The root of hatred is the same root, is the same content. Because of what? Because the untrained mind do not know how to feel back to yourself. That's why feeling. If you can't feel, we cannot talk about mindfulness. There is no mindfulness. The mindfulness doesn't mean you come to Buddhist course and then we call mindfulness on the breath, or mindfulness on the foot, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. That is not enough. That is not enough. Mindfulness is mean about the mind. It's using the word mind correctly. Mind. In the old day, the Buddha used the word sati. Sati is the ancient word. Sati means be able to run hand in hand with the object that go out. For example, the arrow was shot out, and the mind that ran to see the arrow, we call that moment sati, something run. Our thought run, anger rise, we know, oh, so instead of getting angry with another driver, waste your energy, suddenly you know yourself, oh, my mind has anger. I was sitting with a monk and I got angry. Oh, I'm about to burst out, exploded. Oh, see yourself. When you see yourself, what happened? The anger will be shy and it will go away little by little. So with the trained minds, anything that come in contact with this six fangs snake. This snake very strange, have 6 fangs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Normally have only 2, but this one have 6. 6 of them poisonous. But the tongue of the snake never get hurt. Never get hurt. The 6 fangs, what is the 6 fangs means? 6 fangs means the idols, the eye, the ear, the nose, the tongue, the body contacts, and the feeling of the mind. Eye, ear, nose, tongue, body contact, and the feeling in the mind. When the eye see another Thai approaching, athlete, the eye door open, then we getting angry. The poison from the fan hurt the tongue already. You hurt yourself. You biting yourself with the idols. When somebody talk, we call backbiting. Oh, my best friend, how come he talk to me in the back like that? I trust him with my heart. We know each other since we were young. Whatever. Suddenly we just heard the word. We hasn't cross-examined yet, but the first thing hurt. Hurt here. Hurt. Suddenly you see, oh, it's hurt. That moment, when you see it, the tongue is safe from the fangs already. The fang won't bite the tongue. The tongue very quick, move quickly. The mind is much faster than the tongue of the snake. Our mind very fast, very quick, very swift, very swift. The Buddha said is in the fraction of time, you cannot time the speed of the mind very quick. It's change all the time. So the eye, the ears, and the nose, the tongue, we smell, we touch, then the mind react, liking, disliking, hate, passion, whatever is coming. If we don't know, we call that unmindful living. And what happened to the unmindful living society? What happened to the unmindful family? What happened to the unmindful individuals? Unmindful individuals, a lot of suffering. We know that the person who getting angry easily, anger is very clear. Anger is something that very easy to see. Anger never rises with pleasurable feeling. Unlike your passion, when you get something you like, it's always come with pleasurable feeling. It's good feeling. It's hard to see that it's also another fangs. It's also poison in the fangs. We don't know because it's easy to get along with, and then it causes us to run after, and wanting more and more and more. Thus, suffering will follow. So unmindful living have many things that will follow. Like the shadow follow the body. A lot of things follow. Now, why we cannot be mindful? Because see, we can't be mindful nowadays because of the media. And nowadays we call it social media. 300 years ago, back in the agricultural society, I said 300 years ago because it's the research paper in Thailand show the Thai society information received by the Thai society average person in the Thai society 300 years ago can be whole life can be the same information we receive in one day, their whole life. Very different, very different. Nowadays we want to know about anything in this world, we just follow and base our mind. Our mind will be into it like that. The moment that we pay interest in something, that moment we lost the feeling of this body and this mind. You can practice from today, tomorrow, you turn on something, you read, observe your feeling change. You read this one, the feeling. Suddenly you read another message, oh, share. Have to share. Another message, you feel very controversial, another message, you feel anger. See, our feelings change all the time. The problem of unmindful living is we are the slave of our own feeling and our own thought. Our life is not free. We are controlled by our own feeling. We are not the person who can be responsible to our feeling. When I like it, I eat what I like. When I hate, young boy, young girl, what they like, eat. If they do not like, they don't take it. Father, mother hate it. Just French fry, is that enough for you? No. It's not healthy. So this kind of habit, untrained mind, is grow up with our body. If we don't train the mind, it's grow up. And then with the tremendous amount of message and increasing in the future when our super speed internet will be available in the future. For those who do not know how to use social media, will be the slave of it. Follow, doing here and there. And what is the real life? Our real life is not in our thought. Thought can be anything. A young girl, thinking is not real. A young girl can tell mommy, when I grow up, I want to be Miss Universe. Thinking can be anything. You can think of anything. A young boy said, Mom, when I grow up, I want to be bridge engineering. I want to build the most wonderful bridge in this world. They can think of anything. But it's real or not, it's just thinking. It's in the world of imagination. And mindful living lead to many problems. Individual problems, family problems, social problems, a lot. Mother know that, oh, I should not talk like that to my girl. I should not, but already spoken. This is something rise here we don't know. Just like the first example that the driver getting angry with another driver. Our total focus and attention will be on another driver, not here. But when we practice mindful living, when we practice feeling and knowing, the most important object that we have to observe is, today I have one big anger. You got one scar. Oh, very mindful. Big scar. Very mindful. Today, when I walk to department store, it said 70% sell. And then my mind left from my body, run to there. Boom! Immediately, luckily I did not today, I did not carry my credit card. I kept it at home. So, the mind ran out. You don't know that, oh, I didn't say that we should not buy anything, we should not shop anything, we should not manage anything, no. When desire arises, we know desire. When you know it, it's gone. It's like the snake. When you know it, when it's going to be tame, it's calm down. When the snake calm down now, what you decide in your life is mindful. Mindfulness come along with wisdom. Now you think, okay, like one of my disciples, she is the wife of the ambassador, so she had to accumulate a lot of gifts for the future. When guests from here and there come, you always have present to give them. So have to collect. So when it's on sale, she like it. So okay, you calm down, and think, okay, this is reasonable to buy. Then buy with wisdom, not action because of desire, not being the slave of your own desire. If you have to give hard lesson to someone, then it's give because of your wisdom, not because of your anger. When you have to teach your children or teach someone, you teach them out of your wisdom, not because of your emotions. Otherwise, we become the emotion-based. Nowadays, most society is emotional-based. In Thailand, we are Buddhist country, but we killing each other a lot, driving, getting angry, the gun coming out from the window. Nowadays, just like that, very dangerous. So, the mindful living, how to train yourself to be mindful, have to come back to the very basic, is the feeling. There's a teacher, his name is Luang Por Thien. Luang Por Thien summarized his practice. He said, thinking is a rat, knowing like a cat. Why he point to thinking? Okay, enough. Maybe very short term, not so clear. Good. Good focus. But if you observe, some may have thought coming up. It's thinking coming up. Some may not have because it's short term. But if sitting for longer, you see a lot of thought. And you have no control over it. And it's no need to control. Some school may ask you to control, but actually nobody can control thought. Nobody can control. The mind is not yours to control. You can't even see where the mind is. Can't even see. You cannot force your nerve cell. There are 85 million or billion nerve cells in our body. We have no control over anything. Have no control. It's automatic. So thought come and go. If you sit longer, you see that your thought is pieces. One piece, and then jump to another piece. Then jump here, jump there, jump here, jump there. No pattern. No pattern. If you're sitting longer, you see. In your life, when I tell you like this, you observe yourself, you will see there is no pattern in your thought. When you start to observe no pattern, it's okay. This is nature. Another kind of thinking, if I ask you to prepare a meal, one dish, except boiled egg, and I ask you to give me the ingredients, and I ask you to give me the step how to cook, which one first, and when to heat, at which temperature, for how long. Your thinking is systematic. It's not piece by piece, right? You have to think very systematically that, okay, put this one first and here and there. This kind of thinking is useful thought. It's good for living, good for all kind of animals to live. Even dog, cat, they can think as well. And that thought will be so structured when you give food. Otherwise, blur. Dog blur. Cat also blur. Go here and there. You cannot guess what they're going to do unless something stimulates them, playing or food. Then you can train them. So our thought is two kinds: is garbage and structured thought. The problem is that most of the time, when we want to work structured thought, we were disturbed by many garbage thought, right? We want to work. When I was the student writing my thesis, very difficult sometimes. 3 days, even one paragraph cannot produce. Too much garbage. Cannot work, cannot focus. Too much garbage. So what we are talking about here, thinking is a rat, knowing is like a cat, is to understand yourself, not letting yourself, the mind express itself by thought, by thinking. And if you observe, if you're sitting close by, you observe, your thought will be in picture. It's image based. Will be in picture and color sometimes. Not much black and white. For example, very wise way of this big company. If I ask you why is McDonald's, the first thing in your mind is this big M and yellow color, right? So it's very easy for the children to imprint into their mind. McDonald's, easy, it's in your mind. Everybody mind. Very wise, very wise. This kind of thought leads your life. The mind like and dislike as we discussed earlier, and later on the mind starts to cooking, liking then cook, planning, we call planning. When I grow up, I'm going to work hard and I'm going to have Lamborghini. That will be my supreme dream, something like that. So whole life with this imprint into a boy, whole life running for it, working hard. The mind imprint that when I grow up, I like this type of lady. Then whole life looking for this type of lady, working hard to find and to follow the type of lady in the mind, that the mind created an image. See, this is from where? From thinking. The mind expresses itself, liking, disliking into this kind of thinking. We call mental fabrication or mental cooking. It's cooking. And then if you really like, then it will be buried deep inside. If you really hate, many people have bad experience at childhood, then it's buried deep inside. It's come from where? Come from the moment that you think you hate it, and you think, when I grow up, I won't be like that. I won't do that. The more you think, the more you will do it. Because it's buried deep inside, it's with you all the time. See, this is a nature of the mind. The person whom you love most and the person whom you hate most will be in your mind, equally. Equally will be there very often. Because of what you think of them very often. The person whom you hate most, always there. I do not think about that person, but it's always there. Because you always think, I don't want, I hate. The person whom you love most also the same thing. It's the same effect, equally the same. It stays in your mind all the time, all the time. So it's produced, our mind produces thought and produce tremendous amount of effect into our life. Therefore, Luang Por Thien said, his method of meditation is awaken. He produced movement like this, something like this, 14 steps. Moving the hand, knowing the movement, not closing eye, is meditation. And then go, suddenly the mind go away to think. When the mind thinks, sometimes you forget, here, where to go next, or here. Here, okay, go. The mind thinks, which hand next? Forget. Because it was cut by the mind. Then his methods, when we train enough training, we start to stand out from the thought. Stand out and look. See the shape of thinking. We see our own pattern that actually we are a very angry person. Actually, we are a very deluded person. We start to see our own pattern of thought and the pattern of our thinking. Or actually, I really attach to the certain part of my life in the past, or by thinking about the past. It's influenced me a lot up to now. See, when you realize, we call self-realization. When you realize it, is free yourself up. That problem gone. What happens is more happiness. More and more happiness. Because there is no boss inside that try to push you this way. Less and less boss inside to push you. So it's more free, more independent. But starting, he also said, in order to see the house, the shape of the house, you have to step out of the house to see the whole shape of the house. If you stay in the house, you stay in this room, you cannot see the shape of this building. If you want to see yourself, you have to step out. Step out of your own thought, your own world of thinking. Step out and look at it. And you know yourself that, oh, actually I thought that I'm a good person. Actually, I'm a very jealous. Always jealous. That person, jealous and followed by desire, and anger, jealousy is anger. So this is a very, very, very sensitive, and you can see it by training only, not by thought, not by thinking. Thai words. In Thailand, we use the words "khao chai." Khao means enter, chai means the mind. English using the word understand. Understand, understand. But Thai language use the words "khao chai" means enter the mind. "Khao chai" means understand by the mind. When you understand by the mind, inside the mind, what happens next is your behavior change. Your habit change. So the practice, when we practice correctly, train correctly, what happens next is the habits start to change. From a hot-tempered person, became a more thoughtful, slower. From a very retarded person, change to be someone who take responsibility more, getting involved more. From a person who always spend time blurry, with thought here and there, when at my age, a boy will be blurry when they have the pen in the finger. And then the mind blow. The girl at my age, when they are blurry, curling the hair, the mind floating somewhere else, not feeling this body and this mind at all. Floating and think, dreaming, because they dream. So by training meditation, the meaning of meditation is to see yourself, not to force yourself to be quiet, peaceful, and wanted and run after happiness. That is not the purpose of meditation. So discussed with you earlier, the meditation have to start with relaxation and no expectation. We do meditation in order to know the truth inside ourselves, not in order to gain another type of happiness. We do not spend our time for investment for happiness. We spend time to learn the truth. Whatever happened, or today I'm so sleepy during my meditation, okay. Today I think a lot, no rest at all, very restless, no peace, no calmness, no happiness, but you learn something. You start to learn the pattern of your own thought. Today my meditation is very peaceful. You start to experience something deep inside. Oh, today your level is good in that situation, it's good. But suddenly you realize that when I get up from my meditation seat, it disappears. So you start to see everything is so impermanent. Nothing can stay forever. Even you want to hold on to the peace and calmness from your meditation, can't. You cannot maintain, cannot keep it. Then it's deeply change your habit that you will not expect something outside so much. You start to know that things change. Our close person, our close friend may be changed. Here and there, material outside, object outside, person outside, everything can change. Even ourselves, we have no control. We change all the time. So this is the purpose. Thinking like a rat, the rat runs. The cat, when the cat got the rat died mostly because of what? Not biting. The rat got heart attack. Yes, this is scientific. This is so afraid and then die, heart attack, and then the rat eat. Or play until the rat dies. It's so fearful, so afraid. Our cat is very weak. You cannot fight with the rat. Very weak. Very weak, very weak, very weak. So the unmindful, the untraining mind is very weak. The cat have no energy. With the training, the practice, if we practice correctly, it's not just peace and happiness and calmness. We start to have this kind of sensitivity we call mindfulness. Our mind is sensitive enough to know ourselves. In Zen, if you read some Zen cartoon book, when they realize they always fell down from the chair, it's realization, actually, something like this. Knowing the rat here, the rat come, you realize, I never see myself think like that before. When you realize, actually, I'm this type of person. I think like that a lot. This is my pattern. But I just realized, something like this. Or sometimes you just realize that, it's so impermanent. When you realize it, what you worry inside is just free. It's free. And we train ourselves until our knowledge goes stronger, feeling and knowing. Feeling is the way to practice. Knowing and mindfulness is the worth of the fruit. But you have to put water and fertilizer in by always feel back to yourself. For example, you can walk in the department store and feel there is something walking, the body is walking. Suddenly your eyes see 70% discount, you might jump. Again, now you're a different person. You walk and you see your mind jump, and then, oh, my mind jump out. You're happy that you see your mind jump out, and then you start to think, do I need to buy it? Oh, it's not necessary. Okay, just walk. No excitement. Otherwise, you go back home, you may feel sorry. Oh, 70% discount, should I go back tomorrow? So, go feeling the body, using the body, and then the mind that feel the body is also, you come back to know the mind. When the mind run, when you can't feel your body, it means your mind float away. 15 minutes, 20 minutes a day for busy life. If you have time, 40 minutes, an hour, no need to sit in a formal meditation posture like the Buddha statue. The Buddha statue in the old day because he sat on the forest. But we are city people. We live in the city. We have chair, why don't we sit on the chair? Nothing wrong to sit on the chair. Mindfulness is the function of the mind. It's not a function of the posture. So sit and then, but you have to be disciplined for yourself. You need to tell yourself, 15 minutes. Have to be 15 minutes. Set it. You set the time for yourself. If you just start, minimum time first. Don't make it so long.
Is laying meditation okay?
Laying?
Laying. Yeah,
Not recommended.
Okay.
But after you practice for a long time, it's okay.
Okay.
We need to practice laying down meditation because most people, when we die in a lay down posture. So if we practice lay down posture, at the time of departure, the time of death, we can feel ourselves. We can feel.
So it's a good idea to practice laying meditation.
Yeah, but not at the beginning.
Okay.
Because otherwise, easily to go. Yeah, go sleep. The rat, the beautiful rat will come. Oh, you are so tired. You need a rest, something like that. But at night, when you go to bed, when time to go to bed is good to practice. Just feel. At times when I was at the university, at that time I was so suffer because my dissertation was delayed and obstacle rise. So I do not want to sleep and think and become a sleepless person. So I use my mind to observe from the head down, and try to feel my finger, the thumb or the finger, until the little finger. If you don't move the finger, it's difficult to feel. But I try to feel, sleep and feel, and down my leg, and try to feel the finger. Amazing. Have to move. So let the mind run inside the framework of this body and feeling the mind itself. Sleep easily, very easily. Feeling the body. You can practice this when you go to bed. Or someone might be good at observing breath. Sometimes at the time when they practice Mahasi method, rise and fall, there's just only one instant, not every day, just only once in my life. When I slept, I can remember that it's fall. And when I wake up, the mind knows right away that next step is rise. The mind is so clear. The mindfulness continues during the sleep. And most great teacher, they feel their body even during sleep. The mind need only short time to rest. The body need longer. Then the mind rise up from deep sleep because in science they call the state of deep sleep is the state that the mind rests, no dream. Deep sleep. So everybody needs only a short time for the mind to rest, deep sleep. But the body needs longer because we need a lot of, the body need to fix so many cells in the body. So that's why the body rests, but the mind still, when it have enough rest, it can rise up and dream, produce thought. This means the mind. So some teacher, when the mind start to rise up to think, they know right away. They know, oh, know right away. So this is a training of the mind. The water represents delusion. Delusions mean not knowing or floating mind or thinking mind or bothering mind or whatever. Then the rock, there is the feeling the body, feeling the mind. When we practice knowing and feeling, the rock will be accumulated. From at times, you feel yourself, you feel it, and then you can be free from delusion. This means mindfulness is very strong, very sensitive. When the mind moves, you know. In Thailand, we have a case of a great teacher. He is not a monk, he's a layman. He was an athlete and then got accident from jumping into the swimming pool. And when he come up, he has a complete transaction. This means paralysis. Whole life cannot move. Can control hand only a little bit. Move head a little bit. The hand, some part of the hand can move. Otherwise paralyzed. So the first 2 years he was sad. From a very strong young teenage became someone that have to lay on the bed for whole life. The first 2 years. Then the third year he started writing in the old day. We communicate by writing letter. He just passed away 2 years ago. He wrote a letter to one of Luang Por Thien's disciples. I want to practice Buddhism. Can you teach me? The teacher write, can you? And he explained his condition. The teacher wrote back, can you flip your hand? Can you move your body? He said, can. Feeling your flipping hand and moving your body and observing your thought, and you practice. He practiced. Many years later, he became a great teacher, inspired so many. He said, I resign from suffering already, no more suffering. He do not, because of his symptom, later on his body developed liver cancer. A lot of suffering. That's his always mind, give inspiration and tell people how to practice, teaching until one of the biggest, the oldest Zen temple in China invited him to teach the nuns and monks over there in China, in mainland China. And then he traveled throughout Thailand to teach on the wheelchair, by flipping hand. Here. You see your hand move. You does not need to see by your mind, feeling and know. Suddenly the mind runs, you know. Suddenly you start to know. And finally, is free from thought, thinking. He's not a slave of what is like, of what the mind like or dislike, free. The last statement before he passed away, one of his students asked him, can I get enlightenment this lifetime? The student asked. He said, enlightenment is the worst thing. It's the worst thing. We don't know what does it mean, but know the state of no more suffering, happy all the time is real. And then after that, a few minutes pass away. So this is the practice of disabled person. Possible. It's possible. Moving, and then know. The So this is the concept of this lineage of Luang Por Tien, study by knowing and feeling, using the body, and then we feel the mind. The body, our body, getting old, getting sick, older every day. If we don't use to train our mind, then we can't get this body. Only what inside the mind can go further. This is the teaching of the Buddha. Of course, we can't see next life whether it's real. About 150 years ago, there was a German, this was recorded, that a German scientist came to see a senior monk in Thailand, Somdet To. Somdet To is one of the, we call said monk, very wise monk in Thailand. The king respected him very much and asked him, is it true that Buddhism believes the past life, reincarnation and next life? Somdet To said, yes, we believe. Okay. Ajahn Chah also followed his word later on. Yes, we believe. Can you bring me? Can you show me next life? Okay? Can you show me tomorrow? Is tomorrow real? Yes. I don't want to talk with this monk. Another geologist from somewhere also came to discuss with this monk. Where is the center of this world? The geologist came and asked. So Somdet To used his stick point here. Because it's circle, so everywhere is can be the center. Can be the center. The geologist said, oh, Thai monk. The Sikh patriarch is a master Huining is one of the most famous Zen monk in Tang Dynasty, which is about 1,200 years ago. This is his real body. They kept his body in China. He said, for ordinary man is Buddha, and defilement is Bodhi. The first time I read this sentence, it was confusing. How come ordinary man is a Buddha? I thought it's a playing of the words. And defilement is Bodhi. Defilement is very ugly. It's a pollutant in our minds. It forces us to do here and there. Greed, hatred, delusion is the cause of suffering. This is defilement. But he said defilement is Bodhi. At the beginning, I was so confused, but I love his writing. He was illegible. He cannot read anything, read any book. But when he realized truth and he started teaching very deep. And then he explained further, deluded the moment before, you were an ordinary man. Enlighten the moment after, you are a Buddha. This means, deluded a moment before, the first example. The first moment, you get angry with another driver that passed your car after. That moment is what we call delusion. Our mind sent out from this body, this mind, sent out there, you can't see your own anger. Suddenly, the moment after you realize that, oh, there is a big anger in me, my heart starts to pound, boom, 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 boom. My face feels hot. You start to see the lights here. So defilement became bodhi, became the body live. Defilement became the source of your awakening. You awaken from what? Awaken from your own defilement. You're not awakened from a space, from emptiness. Awaken from your own defilement. That is the way to free yourself. It's like that picture, that painting, the lotus grew up from mud. Likewise, bodhi grew up from the defilement, the same things. It's the same things. So that's why in meditation, do not afraid if your mind run away here and there. Because of what? Because defilement is bodhi. Practice continuously and not continuously, consistently, and then you start to see more. Because self-realization realize more and more and more. Enlighten the moment after you are a Buddha. Buddha is Pali word. It used to wake up someone. For example, I want to wake up China, the painter, our artist. Wake up. In ancient India, I would say Buddha. wake up. It's late now. Wake up, Buddha. Buddhas mean awakening. Awaken from our own mud. You cannot awaken from the mud of the Buddha. You cannot awaken from the mud of your father, mother. You cannot awaken from the mud of your husband or wife. You can awaken only from your own mud. You can see only your own mud. Therefore, reading, studying is important to see what the Buddha teach, but the practice have to be here. The Buddha awakened not because the enlightenment of the previous Buddha. He enlightened because he see his own defilement, and he being free from his own defilement, so he can enlighten only himself. And then he showed the way, showed the map that if you want to come to Metta Centre, you have to turn here and there, and very easy. Metta Centre is very easy to find. Just exit and then drive a little bit, a few turns only. The same thing. The Buddhas just showed the map. Okay, practice 4 foundation of mindfulness, feeling and knowing. Then we have to practice ourselves and see our own mud. Then we grow up.
The question is that eventually with meditation it start getting better, or because I still feel angry sometimes for no reason. I'll be angry at somebody or for some reason. Is it more meditation and it starts to get better, or? Yes.
But it's a slow process.
It's a slow process.
Because we accumulated those defilements for many years. It's very thick mud. But when we start to see the mud is the way. We walk on the way already. The way to dig it up and to get it out is the way already. But if we don't see, we don't know. The most important, we don't know. When we don't know, it's very dangerous. It's like we always say, children is a white cloth. Children is a white cloth. Only one black spot on the white cloth you can see. But if the cloth is not white, so dirty, and you put another black spot on, can you see? Very difficult. So sometimes when we start to practice, sometimes it just take time to remove here and there, and not be remove the mind that understand the nature of ourselves. We start, the mind will realize by itself. The mind remove it. Meditation is the way for the mind to see the truth and realize the truth, not our brain, the mind. So slow is a slow process. And this 15-20 minutes meditation, when we practice to a certain level, it will penetrate into your daily life. The mindfulness in the whole day, we may not know anything. We just feel that we are right. He is wrong. I'm right. Later on, we start to see that, oh, I have the part of, I also did some mistakes. I have to take part to share this responsibility. And later on, when we practice more, we start to see that, oh, actually, me, myself, totally responsible for this kind of suffering in me, because I open for it. That's why I heard. We start to see the cause of suffering. Start to see little by little. This teacher is Luang Pu Dun, is a student of one of the greatest forest monk in Thailand, Luang Pu Man. He said the mind that is sent outside is the cause of suffering. This is the Four Noble Truths. The mind that is sent outside, thinking, floating mind all the time, not seeing oneself, is the cause of suffering. The result from sending the mind outside is suffering. The mind seeing the mind is the path. The mind seeing the mind. The result of mind seeing the mind is the cessation of suffering. So come back to here, see here. Little by little, gradually.